think so. I think you're good. Why don't you test it? Let's
Check 1, 2.
do that again.
Check.
I
Check.
can hear
1,
you.
2. You can? Or you can't?
I can hear you.
Do you think we should plug in the MacBook?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do it.
I got it. You gotta start the show.
So today we will be talking about Genesis 1. And we'll basically just be reading the whole chapter. So, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So there we have the first day of our creation. I think that's kind of cool that we can actually read what happened on the first day. And so, anyways, and God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault and the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning, the second day. And God said, let there be water under the sky. Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and gathered water he called seas. And God saw it was good. So, I'm not a parent, but I have parents, so most of the people on here are parents. Or even, you don't even need to be a parent, but say like you're at like a barber shop, and you say, I want this haircut like around the ears, this side cut around the ears, and I want this shorter. That's usually what I get. Then like they'll do that. So that's kind of like when God was creating like the earth, all he had to say was like make a lion, and all of a sudden a lion would appear. And also, I don't know if anybody has made like any food before, but like whenever you make like a good recipe, it tastes like really good. So it's kind of like that's what God's saying. He makes like water or land. He's like, wow, this is actually really good. Like I did a good job on this. Just like when we make food and we think we did a good job on it. I mean, if I make good food, which I normally do, but say actually there's been a couple times that I don't, but if I make good food, then I'm gonna like congratulate myself and say that it was really good and I did a really good job. Anyways, then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in according to their kinds. And there was evening and there was morning, the third day. So, let's read a part of that again. That the plants produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seeds in it, according to the various kinds. I've always wondered, did he plant a seed and then it grow really fast, or did it take time to grow? Or did he not even plant a seed, but he planted a tree? Or did he just with the sun, tell a tree to be there and it's there? And then there's the seeds. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, does it?
Yeah, that's a great question. What about when we were at the Creation Museum? Do you remember going to the Creation Museum?
Yeah.
What did you learn at the Creation Museum? Do you remember?
I learned that the zip line was really expensive. And I also learned that oh yeah, that um
Did you like the Creation Museum?
yeah, it was fun, but I like the Ark Encounter better.
What did you learn at the Ark Encounter?
I didn't really read a lot of like the words at the Ark Encounter because I just didn't. But I learned that the camera rides are only open from like 10 to 3. I also learned that they made like a little show that you could watch there, and that they have stores there, and that oh yeah, I learned that the Ark was 3 stories, and
Wow.
yeah, that's all.
Was that fun, going
Yeah.
to the Ark
Yeah,
Encounter?
it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Do you recommend people to go to the Ark Encounter?
Yeah, I would.
All right, I would too. It was a lot of fun and very informative and educational, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I got books from the Ark Encounter called like Noah, and there is some good stuff in those books.
Noah.
Yeah, they were good books.
Well, usually if you have a question and you wonder, you can do the research. So you're wondering about, if God, when he made the tree, did he put the full-grown tree in the ground, or did he put the seed? So what about when he made
The
man?
chicken.
Yeah, the
Oh.
chicken.
Oh man.
Yeah, and man. And the chicken. Yeah. What's up?
So, when we go on, it says, and God said, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times, the days and the years." So, back then, I mean, I don't know how much people do it now, but there was like some people, and they would like look at the stars. That's to like see like what time, kind of like with the wise man and Jesus. They saw the star and they're like, "Oh, Jesus is born." Although they probably didn't know his name was Jesus. They just knew that like the King of Kings was born. So I don't know how much people do that now. Like maybe like tribe men do it or whatever. But also the sun, like when the sun, everybody knows except like my baby sister. Everybody knows that like when the sun's in the middle of the sky, it's noon. When it's like I don't really know my north, east, south, west. So whenever it's like that way, it's morning, and whenever it's that way, it's night. So yeah, so, and that's the same thing with the moon. So God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky and give light on the earth. What's a vault?
It's a big space, open space.
Oh, so before this room had anything in it, it was a vault? Or is it not big enough?
It would be like a very small vault. Vaults are generally bigger, almost like a storehouse too. So
Yeah.
God is storing his creation in the sky.
Mm-hmm. To govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and there was evening and there was morning the fourth day. So let's go back, because I want to see, and there's probably a lot of smart people that already know this, but I want to see if the other times they say that there's evening and morning. So when I look back, it only, on the first day there's evening and morning, so I guess now I know. And God said, let the waters teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the wall of the sky. So God created the great creatures and the sea creatures, and every living thing with which the water teems. Is that teems? T-E-E-M-S?
You got it.
Okay, good. And that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water and seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning on the fifth day. So I've heard many sermons saying this was kind of like the first command, and yet so many people are breaking it. So when I get married, I'm gonna have children, so I'm gonna be obeying the command. And my dad obeyed it, and my mom obeyed it, and my dog obeyed it.
Your arm has invaded my space here. Wow. What obey did we command? What obey did we command?
You
what
obeyed
command did we
the
obey?
command of being fruitful.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna obey it. My dad obeyed it. My mom obeyed it. My dog obeyed it. The squirrels across the street probably obeyed it. My grandparents obeyed it, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have this nice guy. Yeah, so obviously our family obeys the first command.
What's the first command?
Maybe the first command. Be fruitful and multiply. And multiply. So, where was I? Oh, then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, over the livestock, and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God created mankind in his image, and in the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. Then God said, I will give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. So, there's some fruits that technically you shouldn't eat, like a poisonberry, something like that. I don't think that's an actual. That's probably a bush. I don't know. But there's poisonous berries. So before Adam and Eve, there probably wasn't any poisonous berries. I could probably eat the berries in my backyard and live off of them. I think that's cool. So also, they will be yours for food. Also, I wonder if you could have, back then, when Adam and Eve, I wonder if you could have, eaten leaves and stuff. Because we have a, what's that one tree that we have? You can eat those things and they're really good for you.
Moringa.
Yeah, we have a moringa, and you can eat the leaves, you can eat the stem, you can eat the roots, you can basically eat the whole thing. So I wonder if back then, you could eat the seeds too. If back then, that's with Adam and Eve, that's basically what you could do. You can eat everything. And even after Adam and Eve, before the flood, I wonder if before the flood destroyed the whole world, I wonder if you could just eat anything. Like you could find a leaf and just eat it. So, and to all beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I will give every green plant for food. And it was so. God saw that all he made, and it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. So, I have this Bible that I really like it. It's called the Daily Walk Bible. It's a good Bible. It's a good Bible. I think that they did a good job, whoever made it. And so, they have like this little thing that like they wrote like for every day. I don't know if all like chronological Bibles do that, most of them, right?
Nope, chronological means just in order.
I mean,
study
like,
Bibles.
Yeah,
usually
study
do
Bible. That's
that.
what I meant. Yeah. And so on day 1, on January 1st, because this is kind of like mapped out, but I just want to do this since it's like basically our first official one. They like have like little like things that are bold that like are like basically like words of wisdom. And on this one they said, because you know how like, this is not them saying, but this is me saying this. Like God made like man out of dirt. Like, so everybody knows that, right? You know that, right?
Not everybody, but
Yeah,
yeah. Yep, I believe that.
Okay.
From the dust of the earth.
So this thing says that God created us from the dust is no reason to treat other people like dirt. So I think that was just kind of good because it just kind of like sounds like really good, right?
It's sort of a play on words, yep.
Yeah.
There's a technical literary word for that.
Yeah, so do you have anything that you want to say about our chapter that we read? Because we just read Genesis 1.
You did? The whole thing?
Yep.
What's your favorite day?
Probably. I have to think about it. What's your favorite day?
I asked you first.
Well, I have to think about it. Maybe the 5th or the 6th.
That sounds good. Woo! What about the 7th?
That's nice because we have to I have to wake up at 6, which is really early, and especially yesterday we had a party, and it was really fun, but it ended at 8:40, and I was really tired because we had it after church and it started at 3, but I was really tired, and so when I came home I ate dinner because we ate at 4, and I had a light thing, so I didn't eat lunch either, and because I didn't really know is that lunch, dinner, brunch. I mean not brunch. Dinner, lunch. So I was hungry when I came home at 9, and so I ate, and then I took a shower because I was all dirty, and I went to sleep. So when I woke up today, I was really tired because you have to wake up at 6, but I woke up at 6:30 because that's usually when I wake up. And to me, that's really early. So I think I like the 7th day because it's the day of rest, and rest is really nice.
Yep, rest is great. Anybody watching need rest? What about the rest that God calls us into? Ever read about rest in the book of Hebrews? Adwin,
Yeah.
have you ever read about rest in the book of Hebrews?
No.
Hebrews talks about a rest. There's quite a few New Testament verses of scripture that talk about rest. Do you think rest is just one day or what? What Is the Sabbath just still one day, or is there other implications?
Well, for us, actually, honestly, we don't rest. Yeah. Anyways,
You don't rest?
no. On
I do.
every weekday, I wake up at 6:30. Not weekdays, I wake up at 7. So I guess I have like 30 minutes of rest, which is really nice. Cause the other day I woke up at 7 and I felt so much better because it was later.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That half hour made a big difference, huh?
Yeah. So, actually, on Friday for the 11th hour, I came up here and played a song, and I was really tired. And so once I was done playing the song, I got off the piano and went over to that couch, and I laid down and I lay there for a little bit. And finally, I fell asleep. And I don't know if any of you guys were here, but someone came. Actually, my auntie, and my mom was trying to wake me up, so she had to like put the mic out of her face and yell my name. That's how much I like rest.
Hmm. Hey, there's a comment here added for you. It says, "We better add the A&J show to the poll in our favorite broadcast." You have a fan.
The only thing about that is adding the A&J show to the poll is you could only have like a maximum of 6. So I was gonna do all of them, even like the Facebook achieves or whatever, but
That's called archives.
archives. But I couldn't do those because there was too much. So
They're achieving archives.
yeah.
Archives that achieve.
What are archives? Archives, aren't they like really old things? Isn't that like the meaning? Like an archive stone is like a really old stone that was probably back in the day of Noah.
No, archive is filing. You file something that is no longer current, or it's not necessarily old, although it could be. It's just something that is past. So you archive and organize and file away past things.
Yeah, so where's the Hebrews rest?
Oh, I don't know. You have to search it out. Should we
On
take a
your phone?
look?
Can I use your phone?
Oh, you actually asked if you could use my phone?
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm a nice guy. I
That's
asked.
because I've been trying to tell you to ask instead of take. Right?
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's show the couch that you fell asleep on. Right there. Yep, there's the floor that we will be finishing, and there's the wood for the floor. It's pine wood that comes from the property. Hallelujah. We're going to put the floor in that room first to try it out. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to get started either at the end of this week or next week. Yay! Hooray! Hooray! Now what? How do I go back? Here.
Make sure you're smiling.
I've been smiling. Only a little though. I can smile now.
On Saturday,
It's my
we
smile.
did like a practice one, and my dad, I'll do his facial expression for you. But like the whole time, and it was really making him laugh. when you
We
watched
just
it over again?
rewatched it, and I realized I had to really do something about my face. So I've been trying a little bit.
It's kind of hard though.
One time I went out, took my daughter out for breakfast, and these gentlemen were sitting at another table. Well, they were so loud, those men were talking so loud, and I was starting to get a little bit irritated. So I just started barking like a dog, and well,
I'm glad I wasn't there.
that was very traumatizing for my daughter, who was about 12 at the time.
No, she was like 14.
I think it permanently damaged her view of her dad, and was a very detrimental to the development of the father-daughter relationship and the trust factor.
I thought she was like 15.
Well, maybe. The point is, she got extremely embarrassed.
I also thought you guys were at Culver's.
Nope. Would you get embarrassed over something like that?
Well, if I was the dad and I was doing that, I probably wouldn't. But if I was the son and my dad was doing that, I probably would. I mean, you're eating a bagel and all of a sudden your dad just starts barking. It's kind of weird.
Yep. That's how I felt. I was mocking the loud men by barking like a dog. You know, the Lord mocks.
Mhm.
The devil mocks. The
Mhm.
devil learned how to mock from the Lord. The Lord is jealous. The devil promotes jealousy as one of his worst destructive weapons. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Well, so rest in Hebrews, you have to look it up. Oh.
And while he's looking it up, I'll tell you guys some do you know questions. Do you know that we live about 5 to 7 minutes away from here? Which is actually 5 to 7 minutes away from my grandma's and grandpa's. Do you know that I have six Bibles, which is a lot more than some people? Do you know that I haven't read through the Bible yet, but I'm working on it?
Oh, how terrible.
Yeah, it is. Do you know that I met someone and they said that they read through the Bible 61 times?
That's better. Yep, much better. Okay, Hebrews chapter 4, verse 3. For only we who believe can enter his rest. As for the others, God said, in my anger I took an oath. They will never enter my place of rest. Even though this rest has been ready since he made the world.
Should you speak up?
No, should I? For only we who believe can enter his rest. Hebrews 4:6. So God's rest is there for people to enter. But those who first heard this good news failed to enter because they disobeyed God. So God's rest is there for people to enter. Yay! Hallelujah! Hebrews 4:5. But in the other passage, God said they will never enter my place of rest. Hebrews 3:1. So in my anger I took an oath, they will never enter my place of rest. Hebrews 3:19. So we see that because of their unbelief, they were not able to enter his rest. Rest. Hebrews 4:11. So let us do our best to enter into rest. But if we disobey God as the people of Israel did, we will fail.
Something that because like this stuff was made back when, like, because the other day I watched this video on how the 12 apostles died, and so like their deaths were like really like bad. I want to use the word gruesome, but I don't really know what that means. So like one of them got cut in half, the other one got an axe thrown at his head. The other one, Peter, he was going to be crucified, but he wanted to be crucified upside down because he wasn't worthy of being crucified the right way up, because that's the way Jesus was crucified. Another one that was the same thing. So like their deaths were bad, but yet here in Hebrews they're saying that if you come to God, then you'll be in rest. So I feel like it's kind of like mind blowing, like that he's saying this, because later on he's probably gonna be like dying from like, I don't know, whoever made this. Yeah. How are
you gonna die?
I don't know. Another guy, he was skinned alive and then he was beheaded. I think that was Bartholomew.
That's gross.
Yeah. So like he's saying if you come to God, you can have rest, but yet he's saying this while all of his friends are being cut in half. So like these people, they put so much faith in God, and yet churches will shut down the church when a tiny little fake virus, virus that won't really hurt you, they will shut down the church because they don't want to be arrested for not even like a day probably. So I think it's just kind of crazy that these people, they say this. I think it's like good too.
Hebrews 3:18. And to whom was God speaking when he took an oath that they would not enter his rest? Wasn't it to the people who disobeyed him? That's what Hebrews has to say about rest. That's a lot, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We know, Hebrews 4:4, it is ready because the place in the scripture where it mentions the seventh day, on the seventh day, God rested.
They must have already had Genesis by this time.
Hebrews 4:2, this is good news. Woo-wee! That God has prepared this rest has been announced to us just as it was to them. But it did them no good because they didn't share the faith of those who listened to God. Hebrews is one of my favorite books. So God, Hebrews 4:7, set another time for entering his rest. Just like there's a second Adam, he set another time for entering his rest. And that time is today. Woo! God announced this through David. Wow. Much later, in the words already quoted, today, when you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Amazing. Amazing stuff there. Ooh, Hebrews 4:1, God's promise of entering his rest still stands. So, we ought to tremble with fear that some of you might fail to experience it. What does that have to say about evangelism? Hebrews has a lot to say about rest, doesn't it, Adwin?
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite day.
Your favorite day?
You asked me what my favorite day was.
Oh, yeah, mine is too. I have a joke to tell you though.
You said your favorite day was maybe the fifth or sixth day.
I changed my mind though.
Okay.
So, I have a joke to tell you. This is a Bible joke. And hopefully you get it because it's pretty deep. What happened? Oh, don't. If you probably know it, so don't answer me. I'll tell you. What happened to the Philistine gods? Dagon. Get it? Their god. His name is like Dagon.
Ha 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 ha. You know, that might call for some special effects here.
I have another one. If you're obese, this joke is about obeseness. We love you, but
We have a problem.
you
No
should.
wonder. No wonder we have a problem here. Sherry, no wonder you can hear the fans. I don't know how this happened. Guys, we have to give you a huge apology. I'm going to do something right now which is going to change the sound dramatically. I don't know why or how this happened, but it sure did.
What happened?
We are using MacBook speakers, not other speakers. I know, isn't that awful? That's just terrible. Ouch.
Electricity?
There we go. Now, I am not sure how that happened except the devil. I hate the devil. The devil is a piece of crap.
Don't mean
The devil is poop that is covered with flies, and you don't want to step on that. So maybe the devil is just a piece of bark that falls from a tree. You can step on it and put it under your feet. I hate the devil. The devil's a liar and a loser, and responsible for great wickedness in the earth, and even keeping our sound from being good. Hey, is that better sound or is that better sound? Man, we went, how long have we been doing this, Adwin? Where's our timer? We went 38 minutes with crappy sound.
Another thing is that was most likely not the devil that did that. It was most likely you just didn't plug it in. 'Cause
Now, why you have to get all spiritual and
spiritual.
yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, why would the devil be in this house?
Well, I don't know, but you know, the devil is like not just the one devil. It's like the group of demons, the group of spirits. So we just sort of lump it all into the devil.
It's kind of like saying like there's a piece of wood and I'm chewing gum looking up at the sky and I trip on it. That's just me not looking at where I'm going. It's not the devil. It's just me. So maybe that's probably not the devil. It was just you.
Unless the devil put that stick there.
He didn't though. Anyways, I have a joke. I'm gonna say my joke. If you're
You've been listening to Jonathan Shuttlesworth too much.
if
I know where you're coming from.
Okay, so if you're obese, we're not against you, but you should get less obese. But this joke is about that. So
I don't know if you should tell this joke because it might be offensive. So
What? No.
you already crossed over the line with your religious comment about the devil.
Some people do need to watch where they're walking, though.
Yeah, that's true. And yep. Some people need to go to work, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of people need to go to work.
Hallelujah. Yeah, Shantae, did you like that? Woo! Is the sound better? We have Shantae and Heather. I'm going to attempt to remember where Heather is from because she's told me more than once now, I'm pretty sure.
I think I know.
Where is Heather Schreiber from?
Oh, wrong Heather. Oh, I'm right there.
Yeah, Heather Harris is in Texas. Heather Schreiber, she has told us before. I feel embarrassed. I think I wrote it down in my notebook. I'm going to go look.
Can I use your phone for something? I was just wanting to look up something. Can I use the iPad at least? There you go. While we wait, I'll play some music. Do 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 do. She just said Nebraska. Do 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 do.
Heather, I got you.
Do
You are in Nebraska, right?
do. Okay.
Nebraska. Is that correct? Nib. Hey, Shantae was throwing out some guesses there. She was now Arizona. Who's the Arizona person? Reaching higher. Tanya is. I thought she was Arizona, but maybe she is.
Okay. Daddy, who was the greatest financier in the Bible?
This is a joke, so I'm not answering jokes. Tell me.
Noah. He was floating his stock while everyone else was in liquidation.
Do you even know what those words mean?
No. What did God say after he created Adam?
What did what?
What did God say after he created Adam?
What?
I can do better than that. And so he created woman.
Whoa, man. Whoa, man.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll do
Whoa,
one more.
man.
Who was the greatest? There's someone. Hey, Mama, turn the volume down. There you go. Okay, that's you.
Hey,
Who was?
you do not talk to your mom like that.
Oh, can you please turn the volume down? There you go. Okay.
No, you do not talk to your mom like that. You need to apologize.
Sorry, Mama. Thank you. Okay, next one. Oh wait, he's gone. Gotcha. Wait, so I'm gonna. Okay. Since you're not sitting down, I guess I'll do another one for the people. What kind of man was Boaz before he got married?
That man was what?
Boaz before he got married.
What?
Ruthless. Okay, I'll do one more since you sat down. Who was the first drug addict in the Bible? Nebuchadnezzar. He was on grass for 7 years. I guess I don't really understand that one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You brought me my coffee drink. You want to say hi? Even though this is the A and J, your name starts with A. Say hello.
Hello.
Say I love you.
Oh, this is,
I love you.
this is actually a really good one. Can I say it?
Yep.
What kind of motor vehicles are in the Bible? Yahweh drove Adam and Eve out of the garden in a furry. That's automobile produced by Plymouth, whatever.
It's Plymouth.
Oh, man.
Plymouth. You're making me laugh.
Israel's Triumph, a British automobile. The Almighty clearly Pontiac and Eo. The passage urges the Lord to pursue your enemies with your tempest and terrify them with your storm. Psalms 83, verse 15. God may favor dog pickup truck since the Israelites were warned not to follow Moses up the mountain until the ram's horn shows a long blast.
All right, I think we're done with the A&J show today. What a great first A&J show. Have you thought about the second A&J show?
No, I'll probably just whatever Annabelle's watching for her Bible thing. That's probably what. I think we should do the A&J show. Oh wait, never mind.
We're having technical issues here, so we're gonna just hang it up. So God bless you. It could be yeah, sorry about all that weird stuff. We will see you later. Bye-bye.